Hi, Brenda. I'm Lindsay. I'm the Youth and Family Program Coordinator with the American Swedish Institute. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about our upcoming group experiences. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about our individual experiences as well, because we have really dove deep into the world of virtual programming, and I want to make sure that you don't miss any opportunities. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that we will launch virtual experiences specifically for private groups starting in November 2020. We will offer opportunities for adult groups to learn about Swedish holiday traditions and Swedish immigration through our virtual Swedish trunk programs, as well as participatory programs called Stories in a Snapshot. Youth groups may also gather virtually for enrichment programs, and I'm going to go into more detail about all of these offerings, including fun programs for individuals, during the presentation. If you have any questions, you can just unmute yourself, jump in, and ask at the end of each slide. Our goal for all of our virtual experiences is for people to gather virtually to share experiences around themes of culture, migration, and the arts, informed by enduring links to Sweden. And this is inspired by our mission statement, of course. So the very first program I'm going to talk about is our Swedish trunk program. These will be pre-recorded programs with an educator using artifacts from the past to talk about Swedish immigration. These will be about 50 minutes, and although a portion of the program will be pre-recorded, I will be there at the beginning to do an introduction, and then at the end for any Q&A, or if you want to get a closer glimpse at any of the artifacts that we're going to pull out. This is $200 per group, and you can have up to 100 connections through Zoom. So very similar to what we're doing today. And that $200 per group is a flat fee, so if you have 10 connections or 100 connections, it's going to be 200. And by connection, I mean point to point, my computer to a connection to a different computer. And so if on that other side of the computer there are 10 people or just one person, it doesn't matter because we're charging by that flat rate, 100 connections. So the next trunk is Swedish holidays, and here we explore everything from Midsummer to Lucia. Again, this is the same as our Swedish trunk program, where it's 50 minutes with a really robust Q&A portion, lots of hands-on artifacts that will show to the camera. And again, that up to 100 connections via Zoom, $200 flat. And I'm going to jump ahead to the next slide unless anyone wants to jump in with questions.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Traditionally, a trunk program means that a trunk goes out to a place.
Yes.
Is that what is happening here? I guess I'm not clear on that.
No, so we are going to record our educator interacting with the trunk. We want to make sure that everything is sanitized and COVID friendly, so we're going to keep it at ASI. But I could probably talk to whoever is going to coordinate to see if anyone wants pictures up close of the trunk artifacts ahead of time. If you want me to pull out a specific item from the trunk before or after the pre-recording, I would have all of those. So if you want to see something close up, you would have the opportunity to do that visually. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get the artifacts into your hands.
Right. So if somebody's interested in doing a Swedish holiday traditions, the trunk program here, can you, and they're calling and talking to you, can you have just a preview to find out more? Can you have a preview meeting where you literally pull everything out? They can see what's in the trunk, and then so what their people in their group are going to see. And is that something you could do, or?
Oh, absolutely. I'm planning to do meetings before the programs anyway, so people will sign up, and then I'd want to have a tech check-in. And so during that tech check-in, I can learn more about the group. I can show everyone the artifacts and the fun things that we will be able to show during the program. and just make sure everyone is on the same page with full transparency so that when you sign up, you know exactly what you're getting. Does that answer your question, Mark?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Another program that we're doing that's a little bit different than the trunk programs is Stories in a Snapshot. It's a virtual program offered for older adults to gather virtually and share their stories. Participants will examine photographs like the one on the slides from ASI's collection and learn how to read a photograph, share their stories related to the photo, and learn a little bit more about Swedish and Swedish American history. As we look at the image as a group, we will read the photograph together. Then every participant will have the opportunity to share a story related to a prompt that I will share. For example, if we look at a photo of a woman dancing around a midsummer pole at ASI, we could use one of the following prompts to gather stories. So tell us about one of your favorite summertime traditions. Tell us about a time that you danced outside. Once every person who wants to share has had the opportunity to share, the facilitator will tell the group the story of the photograph that was captured, or if the story is not documented in ASI archives, the facilitator will share cultural and/or historical information related to the photograph. So during our check-in meeting, when you book, when you email me, you could tell me a little bit about your group's interests, and I would be able to pull a photograph from ASI's collection suited to your interests and your needs. It's a 60-minute discussion-based program. Really, the point is to get people to connect to one another, share their stories, and feel a little bit closer to people virtually, because I know that that's something that people are really missing these days. The price is the same, $200 per group. And then this is only up to 20 participants via Zoom, because I want to make sure that everyone who has a story that they want to share has the opportunity to share that story.
One question.
Yeah.
My family on my mom's side is from Värmland in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
And so is there a way to tie that heritage of Värmland to what you are doing within this? You know, let's just say you have a Swedish heritage and you want to make it more interesting or so forth.
You know, I could sure try, Mark. We are limited to what we have in our ASI collection, so I don't know off the top of my head if we have a photograph that ties to that area of Sweden, but I would certainly do my best to work with our curator and make something work.
Thank you.
All right, and then youth groups, we have started to offer a program called Art and Anecdotes. This is really best suited for kiddos ages 4 to 7 years old. It's an opportunity for creative engagement. Participants will examine works of art from ASI's material collection and participate in interactive activities that bring that work of art to life. During each program, we will explore 2 pieces of art. As we look at the first image, as a group, we will use visual thinking strategies to develop visual literacy. Then between works of art, we will encourage movement through games or singing. And then we'll look at a second work of art that's going to serve as a prompt to create an imaginative story together. By examining a piece of artwork, participants will answer a variety of questions to produce a collaborative story. So we're really working together to use our imaginations and create a story together. And then everyone gets a copy of that story and a copy of that picture. This program does meet academic state standards in visual arts, including generate and develop original artistic ideas, analyze and construct interpretation of artistic work, analyze and construct interpretations of artistic work. And so this is $85 per group, up to 15 students, and we do need at least 1 teacher in order to help us moderate and facilitate, do a little bit more of that classroom management. And again, during that tech check-in, I'll talk to teachers about specific needs for their classrooms and make sure that we have a code of conduct that everyone can follow. This is also great for learning pods too. I know that some learning pods are looking for virtual enrichment activities. And so this would fit really in nicely if you're looking for more of an art enrichment activity.
It's interesting. Because with the conferences that I go to, I have heard say residents in care facilities really enjoy things because they're in their second childhood for things like this. Is this something that could be customized if somebody from an adult care facility came to you and said, could we do this?
Sure, why not? I'm open to anything.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I have for the slides, and then I wanted to jump into individual experiences. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, come back to you. Before I jump into individual offerings and show you how to navigate our website a little bit, do you have any questions about what I just showed you?
This is Brenda. Can you hear me?
I absolutely can. Hi, Brenda.
Hi. I just was wondering, because I work with senior citizens, I work with the Park and Recreation program. I'm wondering about these programs, if we would do those, like your presentations as a group at our senior center, and how you would work that. We could count the amount of people that are attending, but we're still paying $200. It doesn't matter that way, but I have several that are not comfortable with Zoom. And then also the art one that was geared towards the 4 to 7 year olds. I have people that are interested in art, and I just kind of wondered if, like Mark had asked, if we could do that as a presentation as well.
Sure. I like to keep the art and anecdotes kind of small because it is so participatory.
Right.
So I would still limit that to 15 people. But we could definitely do it for seniors if that's something that your group is interested in. So we have a lot of great virtual programs for individuals in case you or someone at your sites are interested in learning a new language or doing a food or a craft program. And the way that you find these is going to Learn and Do, and we'll jump with the language and culture classes. And this will bring you to the landing page. And so on this landing page, our language instructor recommended starting with the Intro to Finnish and Intro to Swedish classes. These are both online. We offer these periodically throughout the year, and these courses are a great way to get a feel for the language and learn the basics. Then, if you're interested, you can just start taking multi-week Swedish and Finnish language classes, and those terms start in January, March, June, and September. We also have a really fun virtual Yule 101 class coming up, where you'll get to learn a little bit more about Swedish Christmas traditions and customs and make a simple craft with us. They do sing-alongs, which are really, really fun. And so again, all of these language and culture classes are offered here. And then similarly, to try to find the craft classes, you go back to Learn and Do, go down to Nordic Handcraft Workshops. Oops. Don't double click like I just did. And then you'll scroll down, and we have a wonderful opportunity for weekly and monthly free makers craft circles. So you'll gather virtually around your computer, talk with other makers, and create something independently, but you still get that virtual social connection. There's also all of these wonderful virtual handcraft classes that you just have to sign up for by clicking here. It'll bring you to the page to learn a little bit more about that class specifically. And then you'll scroll down to register online.
Now, what about getting materials and things for the crafting classes? Are they available through you?
Great question, Mark. So As it says up here, there are some optional kits available for a fee, and you can either pick up your kit at the ASI location, or with some classes, we can ship them for an additional $5, but it all depends on the class.
What's your most popular class? Or
Oh,
what do you
man.
expect to be most popular?
With Christmas season coming up, we do birch bark classes with this amazing instructor, and those always sell out. And then our food classes, which again, learn and do, Nordic table workshops. We have...
This is good.
The Knellbular classes have already sold out because it's Knellbular Day on October 4th. But these Swedish meatball classes always sell out too.
My grandma used to make the knäckebröd. So that's when she was alive. She made that. We had it for coffee probably 2-3 times a week.
Oh, it's perfect for fika. That's wonderful, Mark.
That's right. That's right.
I also suspect that these Lussekatter classes are going to sell out because they're right around Lucia Day, and everyone always likes to have warm Lucia buns on Lucia Day, which is December 13th.
Cool.
But in addition to these hands-on virtual classes, we also have great lectures. There's an example of one up here, if you can see that. And then there's also demo-based cooking classes like we just talked about. So ASI offers a lot, and I know that our website can be kind of tricky to navigate, so I wanted to take at least a few minutes to show you some great classes that are coming up. Do you have any other questions, comments, anything that you want to ask while I'm here?
Do you have any virtual tours of going through the mansion?
Yes, Mark, great question. Those are in the works. I didn't add them onto this presentation because a lot of those finer details are still getting hammered out, but those will be on our website soon. To book any of these any of the group experiences I forgot to mention, email me, and I will work with you to find a time that works best for you, that works best for us, to make any of those group virtual experiences work. So again, those are the trunk programs, stories in a snapshot, and art and anecdotes. All right, well, I hope you both have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, and we will talk soon.